Once again, we are in Montclair, New Jersey at Mango's Reggae Cafe. Once again, I'm so excited because we had another wonderful networking event, and we're going to interview some of the people who were here tonight. And tonight, I am just excited about our special guest, our very special guest, Tony Smith. So we're going to talk to Tony right now and welcome him to us to Waves Television. Tony, welcome.
Thank you, Sharon. Pleasure being here, girl.
Well, Tony, you know, you and I have worked together before numerous times, but this is the first time at our networking event here in Montclair. You were just awesome. You just blew everyone away. And, you know, I just want to introduce my audience a little bit more to you. Usually we just hear you perform, but never usually hear you speak with that great speaking voice.
Thank you, Sharon. It's a pleasure being here in Montclair at Mango's Reggae Cafe. This is what I enjoy doing. You know, I love ministering to people on the saxophone. People have said I have a great voice for radio, but they always ask me, can you sing? I can't sing a note, Sharon, so I try to do the best I can on the horn.
Well, you know, Tony, as always, I say I thank God for your ministry, your parents, and your Aunt Gwen, because when, you know, a lot of you may not know, but Tony has a radio program on WFDU 89.1, or you can check him out at tonysmith.com. And Tony was encouraged by your Aunt Gwen to play the saxophone. How long have you been playing?
I've been playing for about 32 years or so. I originally wanted to play drums. She encouraged me to take up clarinet first because she took up clarinet when she was in the band. So I played clarinet for about 2 years, and then she encouraged me to take saxophone. So 32 years later, I'm still playing it.
I know. So now are you in full-time ministry, or do you work, or what are some of the things that Tony Smith is doing to keep himself busy?
Well, at this point, a year and 2 months I've been in the music full-time, into music ministry full-time. I was in printing for about 27, 28 years as an electronic retoucher, making all those models look perfect. So don't believe everything you see in the magazine. Don't believe everything you see in the magazine. Don't trust those pictures, all right? But this is what I've been doing now for about a year and 2 months, and I'm enjoying it. I'm meeting a lot of people, traveling all over the place. I'm still going to Bermuda, and I really enjoyed having you in Bermuda when you came with me a few years ago. But this is my music ministry, Sharon. I enjoy it. I enjoy meeting people. I enjoy ministering to people on my saxophone. I wish I could do more, but there's only 24 hours in a day.
And there's just one Tony Smith. You know, Tony, after just watching you minister, and there's just something about it that you just let the audience just do whatever. Whether I know with me, I'm always bawling. I'm touched by the music. I'm touched by the ministry. I know that you've worked in Bermuda. You've worked here in the United States. Who are some of the artists that you've personally worked with, or maybe even so much more? Who are some of the people who influenced you? You know, your style of playing.
Well, initially when I first started playing saxophone, Cannonball Adderley, Coleman Hawkins were some of the original artists that influenced me, and that came from going into my father's record collection and started playing with that, you know, so I was like, sneak in there and check out his albums, but that was my initial influence. And then I moved on to some of the fusion jazz artists like David Sanborn, Ronnie Laws, and then when I started getting to gospel more so, Kirk Whalum, big influence, Donald Hayes, and just a lot of other artists. And it really didn't have to be saxophonists, could have been keyboard player. Let's see, Stevie Wonder, he's a big encouragement, he's a big influence, and just some of the singers, because as I said, I can't sing, but I make up for it on the saxophone. I try to sing on the saxophone, but it's my passion. I put my heart into it, Sharon, and I just do whatever I can to whoever wants to hear me play, whoever wants to hear my music. I just give 110% of myself.
Your main genre is gospel, and who are some of the artists that you've played alongside on the stage?
Well, I've been fortunate to share the stage and play behind and put a band together for Tremaine Hawkins, and that was a few years ago. That was a great opportunity. You were there, that's right, Sharon, that's right, you were there for that. She is a perfectionist. Tremaine Hawkins is a perfectionist, and I learned a lot from her and what to listen for and what have you, so that was a great opportunity. Diedrich Haddon as well, I played along with him. Shirley Caesar. Shirley Caesar, isn't she wonderful? You just saw her recently.
I just saw her for the very first time, and she was awesome.
She is a perfectionist as well. She's a hard worker, and she's the real deal. Great opportunity that about a few years ago, I did a wedding with her in Washington, D.C., and we just had so much fun with each other that 10 months later, we ended up doing a concert together at Allen Cathedral in Jamaica, Queens, where Reverend Floyd Flake is the pastor. So I opened up for her, and we just had a great time, and that was a wonderful opportunity for me as well. Some of the TV shows that I've been on, Jeff Majors, the gospel.
All the way, yeah, that's the one. I get calls. You get calls that people see you on the television. I get calls that Sharon Tony, who was at your event, I saw him on television as far as Florida.
Wow, Sharon, that was a great opportunity. That's good to hear. Then I still get calls today about that. But yeah, that was a great opportunity recording on the Jeff Majors show. And Bobby Jones, I've been on Bobby Jones a number of times when he taped in Las Vegas and also in Florida. So you know, as I said, and I'm right here on your radio, on your TV show. I've been on your radio program, but
we're going to talk about that because the audience now, we have to tell them. I did mention that you do have your own radio program. It's called Gospel Jazzation, and tell my audience exactly where they can find you.
Okay, they can find me at WFDU 89.1 FM every Wednesday morning, Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, 1:15 a.m. until 6 a.m. Eastern time for those of you on the West Coast and Central Time. But it's a gospel jazz program which focuses on the instrumentalist, the musician. Because if you're looking at a choir or an artist, whether it's male or female, you'll see the musicians in the back. They usually put on the dark side or behind the curtains or something like that, or in the pit. I wanted to showcase that musician. They're anointed musicians, they're Christians, and I think they should be showcased just as much as vocalists and choir members are. So that's what the show is about. It's on from 1:15 a.m. till 6. My co-hosts JP and Don Corey Washington, funny guys.
Talented in their own right.
In their own right, fantastic.
Tony, you've given back to children. You recently did some teaching in New York City. Just, you know, to tell them.
A few months ago, Sharon, I had an opportunity to teach 6th, 7th, and 8th graders at the Roberta Flack School of Music in the Bronx. That was a wonderful opportunity, and that was just by them finding me out on the website. They needed someone to continue on with their music education, and it was a great opportunity. The kids were just so enthralled with me coming there and showing them how to play saxophone and just being better musicians. So that was a great opportunity, and I love kids. I love working with kids, and it's a great opportunity for me.
And to know that you inspire them. I know one of your other colleagues, EB.
Yes.
EB, I remember one morning listening to you. I call it the EB and Tony show. Right after his show, for 10 minutes they talk, and I think you did something at her daughter's school, and now her daughter plays a saxophone.
Her daughter, wonderful, Samantha. That's my protege right there. She took up saxophone based upon me, and she would always listen to my music when she got home. When her mother got home, Evie got home, she said, "Tom, I want to listen to Tony's show. I want to hear Tony's music." And since then, we've been inseparable. And whenever Evie has her on for the holidays, she'll come in, she'll bring a saxophone, and we actually played on the air together on the saxophone.
So sometimes we can hear live music.
You can hear live music sometimes. And you know what? On my next project, Sharon, I'm going to have little Samantha on my project.
Wow, wow. I tell you what, Tony.